Well, hello and welcome back, my friends, to yet another video of me putting stuff on guns that more than likely probably should not be on guns. So, as a quick little intro here today, I was at the checkout line at the local grocery store and they had a bin of pool noodles for $1 each. And me, being the bargain shopper that I am, quickly had the thought and realized I need a dozen of these. Don't know what for. I don't have a pool. Don't know what I'd use them for. But I bought them. And then, as I was chilling with them, I thought, boy, that there hole looks like the proper size to slip right over the end of a 12 gauge. And I know some of you might be thinking, wow, that looks awful dumb. And you're absolutely correct. But maybe it does something good. Maybe it'll make the gun a little quieter, huh? I mean, hey, these are also just good filler videos for my YouTube, but hey, maybe it actually works and maybe we'll actually learn something today. But first, before we shoot it, as always, a word from today's sponsor. So let's get to it. Well, hello, and welcome to the paid sponsorship portion of my video. You can skip right ahead if you don't want to see it, but if you do want to see it, please stick around. And as stated before, I'm not going to shill some silly products for someone else or something that YouTube tells me to. Instead, I'm going to shill my very own store. So for today, I was digging around in boxes, and what do I have? But a shit ton of IFAK kits, which if you're not familiar, an IFAK is an individual first aid kit, which means it's something you can keep on you as an individual to save an individual, which, you know, if you're a good fella or a good gal, is something nice to do. But we've got these bad boys in stock, which I've already opened this one because I'm going to show you what's in it. But they're in stock for regularly $54.99, which, to tell a trade secret, I actually got some lawyer letters in the mail telling me that I cannot sell these this cheap. And I could probably get in trouble for telling you this. But apparently the MSRP on these things is like 150 bucks, and I said, fuck that, I've already got them, I'm gonna sell them for what I want. So, with that being said, let's dig into this thing and see what we've got here. You have, as listed there, a TMT tourniquet for, you know, whenever you wanna put the old arm to sleep and bring the left-handed stranger around. You've got Celox Rapid. No clue what that is, sounds useful. You've got a nasal trumpet for, you know, if you've ever got really bad sinus problems, you want to stick that up in there, and then you can breathe better. And then you've got a Sentinel chest seal, which when you got like big old holes in your chest, some air is leaking out. I hear that's kind of bad for you, but who knows? You might want to have one around. Then you've got a 14 gauge needle. Now that sounds mighty interesting for if you want to pierce the old nipples in the field. There's no clock on looking stylish. You always want to do that. And I hear the ladies love it. Wouldn't know from experience though, just what I've heard. What else we got there? We got gauze, eye shield, gloves, a TCCC card for if anyone cares about keeping notes on this stuff, which that's a joke, you definitely should. That's important info. And then you got a permanent marker for whenever your buddy passes out from blood loss and you can draw big old peepees on his head. That's funny. Bring comedy to the battlefield. Who wouldn't do that? And then, of course, last but not least, you got a quick start guide because everything I just told you is pure stupidity and you should probably read on how to actually use first aid stuff. So, with that being said, use offer code OUCHIEFIXER to get yours for 10% off. No, not 10% off. I'm not that nice of a guy. 5% off. So thank you for watching the paid sponsorship. And here we are, out on the range with all the shameless self-promoting out of the way. A magazine loaded in the shotgun, now ready to just go ahead and pull the trigger with the muzzle pointing downrange and see what happens. Now, prediction time, which I'm generally wrong. I say that this thing blows up and looks like a big old stupid trumpet on the end of the gun and does absolutely nothing. But in the off chance it does do something, it's a good thing we're filming, huh? So without further ado, let's go ahead and chamber around. Which also, I'm just shooting birdshot, so who even knows if this will cycle the gun? It may not even be heavy enough. But let's see. Oh Oh man, I wish y'all could have seen downrange. I didn't set this camera up right, but I definitely just shot that pool noodle like 20 yards downrange. Let me bring y'all back and let's do that again. And so here we have the pool noodle that definitely just blew up. But what if the man were to put some tape around it? Some really strong tape, something that could hold it together, you know? Let me go do that real quick and we'll be right back. And we are back. So, y'all remember how I said I was gonna go and tape this thing on with some really strong tape? Well, unfortunately, I couldn't find any really strong tape. I thought I had some laying around, but turns out I don't. So, instead, I put a whole shit ton of really weak tape and some zip ties to hold it on. And let's see what that does. And now, let's shoot it. Well, turns out a pool noodle is an absolutely awful silencer. But I do still have a whole bunch of pool noodles, so if you guys can think of any good uses for a pool noodle, please let me know. And I'm gonna go ahead and sign this off by saying, I approve of this jammy ass shotgun. Well, it's not a jammy ass shotgun, but it doesn't feed birdshot worth a damn. Not enough gas, you know? Anyways, see you next time.